to see ya. But the truth, I've got some kind of amnesia. You crept upon me, said you thought of me fondly. And finally, since we let go, you're ready to say hello.
Hello and welcome back to the Taiko World Cup 2025. It's the final match of the round of 32. United States, the number 3 seed versus Portugal, number 30 seed. I'm Enwolf and joining me is Yasuho. How are you doing?
Good evening, I'm doing great so far. I'm very excited for this match. How are you?
I'm doing great too. I just got the fourth match for me for today. They've mostly been sweeps, even though there were chances for that to not happen. Obviously, this match has a really large seed discrepancy, so it would be foolish to assume it won't be a sweep. But I know the Portuguese players, the Portuguese team has some strong players like Baby Snakes, always one of the top players in qualifiers.
Yes. Yeah. They have a chance, however, the team of the United States are looking hella strong. Again, with some names like Aurora Fasmata, G-Salat, of course, Silver Tyrant. Yes, this is going to be interesting if Portugal can pull off 1 point.
Yes. Acute observers might notice we are still on the screen. Which is, of course, because we are waiting. United States has a full team. Unfortunately, so far, we don't have a Portuguese player in the lobby yet. Hopefully that changes soon.
Until then, the only thing we can do is wait. Listening to some Time Traveler in the background for now.
What we can do, obviously, in the meantime, you can buy banners!
Oh, yes.
You can buy Portuguese banners to maybe give them the energy to make it to the match. You can buy United States banners. They are the number 3 seed. They could win this tournament because if they win, you get to keep your banner for a whole year. And the banner's only $2.50 on the O store. Still haven't decided what I will buy this year. Last year I did the silly where I tried to make a flag equation.
Okay.
Not sure how I'm doing this year.
Well, you can also just buy every single banner.
Yeah, the Swiss taiko player Taiko World Cup is doing the job of representing the Taiko World Cup and did buy every banner. So I can't at least be the first one to do that. I also can't be like Jukes and buy the ultra rare JPEG of the 404 banner. File not found. That was Bulgaria.
Yeah,
so I can't do that either. So have to do something in between those.
Supporting your favorite team is obviously the best option. However, if you want to support the entire pool and the game, buying all the banners is also the option for you. Yes, and we are still waiting.
Something that we do know is most of the round of 16 matches. Obviously, we have Japan versus Netherlands in the winners bracket. Most higher seeded teams won their matches. We have a lore-intensive battle of Australia versus Malaysia, where Crab Cow on the Australian team used to be part of Team Malaysia, and if you watched the MP links today, the match feed still displayed that flag. We have Singapore versus Indonesia, where if you just glance at your screen, you don't know which team is which because their flags are nearly identical. It's basically like Poland versus Indonesia, but with colors on the same side. You have the number 5 seed Taiwan versus Turkey, South Korea versus Vietnam, one of the 2 upsets. Match I'm excited about is China versus United Kingdom. China having ridiculously strong performances this week, among which was a triple double S on No Mod 5. Of course, Chile versus Russian Federation. Closing out the winners bracket of next week, we don't know who's going to face Finland, though we can make assumptions.
Yeah, we can. We could. And then, of course, the losers bracket next week, starting with Bulgaria against the Philippines. It's going to be interesting as well. Was Italy versus Hong Kong. So far we have Peru versus Slovakia. The loser of this match is going to face France, and Argentina versus New Zealand.
I think we've had a lot of sweeps this weekend, as is usual for round of 32 because of large seed differences. Lower bracket obviously having closer seeds, top bracket having closer seeds, so hopefully we see less of those.
Yeah, some more intense matches coming up in the round of 16 next weekend.
Yeah. Also, a minor update, we have 2 Portuguese players in the lobby right now. If you paid attention in school, 2 is still, unfortunately, less than 3. So we are still waiting. Hopefully something happens in the next 3 minutes.
I sure hope so.
I have... there was a small prediction stream with Over the Hedge, Teasel, Hong Kong player, Yongin and me before the World Cup started, where we made predictions who will place where in the tournament. I made the funny prediction of France in top 8, which is currently very much in danger because France has been upset. No, they haven't been upset. I wanted them to upset Finland, but they just didn't play the tiebreaker. We've had 2 Fraser Edwards tiebreakers in round of 32, 2023 and this year, and it decidedly had not been played, but we had like 2 or 3 matches that went 5-3. Last year we didn't have a Fraser Edwards tiebreaker, and it was played. I think there is some rigging involved in the round of 32 regarding the tiebreaker.
Unfortunate rigging on this part.
Also more positive. Another update, slightly more positive, unrelated to the match. The round of 16 Mappool showcase will start basically immediately after the match or non-existence of the match. So in 1 minute, it might be time to see the next Mappool.
So either we are going to have an exciting match now or an exciting Mappool showcase.
Indeed. Same pool size as this week, but more difficult. reminds me, I have to do something. And it
You
is
mean-
getting the pool notes up because I'm not leaving this time. I'm bound in this channel. Couldn't leave at all today. Cruel fate, one might say.
Good work on the casting couch today.
Alright. It is Jova. Portugal will be... This is my second... There's been 2 wins by default, and I've had the joy, question mark, of having both of them. So,
Maybe I wouldn't-
United...
Wouldn't call it joy, but
I wouldn't call it joy either, but United States wins by default. Advances within this bracket to face Finland, while Portugal faces France. That does mean I already going to say goodbye to you.
yeah, it's true. I'm going to leave. So
Yep.
was nice having you. So yeah,
Thank you.
thank you. See you next weekend. Bye.
And instead, Mappool creator Rafelch is going to join for the Mappool showcase, as is tradition.
The time
How you
has
doing?
come once again. I'm doing great. A bit earlier than expected, but that's just the way things go sometimes.
Indeed.
How are you doing? You've been in here for a while now.
Yeah, I'm doing great. Sad the match doesn't happen. Just like I was
Yeah,
sad
yeah.
that yesterday I didn't get to see Japan do evil things to the map pool, which is triple double S-ing everything.
I mean, that just means they have more time to, power up for next weekend.
Indeed. Netherlands will have very much an uphill battle next week.
Wait, the Netherlands?
It's the Netherlands facing Japan.
Oh no. What? Well,
Yep.
With how they played this week, getting, extremely good, high consistent scores on just about everything, they might take a point. You never know.
Yeah, round of 16? Actually, round of 16 quarterfinals have been classics where Japan drops 1 or 2 points. And then they don't again in semifinals.
They're just so good. But if everyone else can also be that good, they could still get a little silly miss here and there.
Yeah.
It could be nice and close.
And we are going to see the map pool, which will hopefully provide a few more close matches right now.
Yeah, we were sort of stalling a bit to let people trickle in after the sudden schedule change, but what do you think? Should we get going?
I think it's time. They've had 50 minutes almost.
They've had time.
It was-
If you weren't watching the Portugal match that didn't happen, then you deserve to be a little late to the showcase,
They should have seen that match. Or, well, should have tried to be there at least. Like-
yeah.
You especially if you're Finland, you need to know your future opponent. And if you're going to be facing United States in rounds after, you need to know that United States probably will also destroy this map pool, so like other top seeds have. Looking at you, again, I mentioned this before, but China with the triple double S and no mod 5, we do not think that's okay.
Well, whether or not that's okay, we'll have to see when this week's Nomad 5 shows up. But I just saw the viewer number shoot up on the stream, so if Trosk is ready, I think we're ready too. What do you think?
I'm ready.
Oh, yeah, we are good. So let's just not waste any time and check out the pool, Nomad 1.
to the beat of the drum.
Bring the beat back. Crowd going crazy, we'll be staying all night long. Ooh, situated DJ, baby, play my song. This booty shaking, guys be pulling out their phones. Ooh, hesitating, I'll be turning.
Surprise! We are starting the pool with an OS original. That was Body to the Drum by Slacks, a map by Lure1211 and Waribashi, also known as KTYN, if you're... well, that's the old name. We thank Antlion, the illustrator, graphics design by Venerable Nyanta, design QA by Alex Dunk and Red CXCA. Obviously, Sakura006, our video design coordinator. Replay was also done by the mapper Lure1211. Thanks, everyone.
Beat of the drum.
They are
Yeah,
so
that was well
skilled,
done.
aren't they? There's your No Mod 1. And you know, if the mapper can play the No Mod 1, then so can you, the player, right? Right.
Indeed.
Bring the beat back.
Mapper
As
buff
you can
is
see.
not real.
It's a pretty standard No Mod 1. It's a Slacks map, and it's made by Lure and KTYN. You know what you're getting. But maybe you weren't expecting an original, so there you go. The No Mod 1 of No Mod 1s. Moving on to No Mod 2. There he is. There's Donkey Kong.
I've been forced into this voluntarily.
No, yeah. Or
It's
you
a
chose
sequel
it.
to last year.
Yeah, exactly. You are Mark Roger, and now you are Valdez.
No, you may evolve this once.
You may.
Which is true because you can't play the map multiple times.
Very true, very true. I mean, as you can obviously see immediately from the map, it's not standard tech, but rather swing. What do you think about that, mapper?
Yeah, there's a lot of funny swing, especially. Like, the tech is definitely there. It's a lot of normal 1/6 swing, but you've seen some different snaps. 1/8s are there, 1/12s are very sparsely used as well. So, it's not a friendly swing map in that sense.
Yeah, someone might call it like swing dump, but that has a sort of negative tone to it. This is very carefully mapped out, and Wolf is an extremely skilled mapper, and I hope you agree.
Yeah, I've been really enjoying mapping this song. This is an original from the OS World Cup last year. I think it wasn't like it also was a normal map like semifinals, and I think I immediately started mapping that one after the showcase.
It's that much of a
just
banger.
for myself, and then I abandoned it for quite a bit because I was doing other stuff. There's apparently other taiko tournaments going on.
Yeah,
At mapping tournaments. Hopefully.
lots of
Sounds
things
good.
to do.
Nice emoji.
But we're glad it resurfaced here.
Yeah. Been enjoy to finish the map for the World Cup and refine it a little bit. But this is actually such a banger song.
Now, would you say this is more KDDK or DDKK favored? Because DDKK players are famously, anti-swing just because they have to hit so many weird doublets.
I don't think it's still the case here. Like there's a lot of finishers, but they're very easily done by both playstyles.
Yeah, I call it pretty balanced. Now, what might not be balanced is the volume on Nomad 3, so you have been warned. It's a 96 class song.
BPM going up by 10. 280 BPM this time.
But not yet. It goes up right about, now, yeah.
This goes quite hard.
Yeah,
But this can't be the
6.4.
6.4 star section of the song. Ah, here we go. Doublets, 1-3.
Speed, but also finger control. Look at all those doublets. And all those
Look at
finishers.
those finishers.
Look at it.
Happy little finishers.
Yeah, I mean, aside from that, there's not that much to say. It's a speed map. It goes very fast.
Yep. Like last week, but faster, denser.
You can mention that the OD is fairly high. I mean, last week was also 7, but when you keep increasing the BPM, you start to feel it a lot more.
Yeah, quite a few players actually felt the OD on this week's Nomad 3. And DT2.
Especially DT2, that's OD 9.5.
We'll get to the bad later.
Yeah, we'll get there. There's a lot more maps in between. A little bit more map left. Lower BPM, not BPM, SV section. That's about it, with an extremely dense ending. Nomad 3 is over. The speed map comes and goes, just like that.
Just 2 minutes. One of the shortest maps in the pool.
Yeah. Moving on to Nomad 4. You got Elevator, which will be continuing the tradition of strange SV, but also a bit more for those who might be familiar with this map.
This is going to be a nifty classic. Nifty, quite at home in the Nomad 4 slot over the last few years.
Yeah, and here's what it's all about. Stuff like this. Can you tell what's going on?
I see doublets.
But where are
How many
they?
points do I win for that? I'm not going to hit them, that's for sure.
A for effort. That's what I give you.
Hell yeah. Like, at least I know what some notes that I'm supposed to be hitting are. Maybe with practice, I would only miss some of them.
That's the
But
thing.
the tournament players have to miss none of them.
You gotta practice Nomad 4. That's just how it is. Especially with this slow, high, sort of overlapping tech part.
definitely some, like those 5 blitz, I definitely can't tell what's going on until it's too late.
True. Comparing this to round of 32, it obviously has a lot more tech difficulty, but I would argue that it is easier to read. Because it is messier, but it is more consistently fast.
Yeah, the slower sections are not as slow this time around, but the doublets are all the more cruel.
They are downright evil. As you extend them in this part to triplets.
What
Might be hard to see.
Yeah, Nifty has definitely mastered making that notes perfectly stack while they scroll in and then be like, ha, got you, and then you get misses.
Fucker, you missed. Alright. Elevator, see you later. Nomad 5, the heist.
Fraser Edwards is back!
This time, he will be played.
This time
Surely.
he will be played. There's a conspiracy against Fraser Edwards tiebreakers, I'm not okay with that. The Dark Vortex in the Nomad 5 slot, following Psy in the Nomad 5 slot. Stream classics never end.
The Germans know how to make them. This is definitely a bit of a step up from last week, but it's also a step down in the accuracy requirements.
It's not 7.5 OD this time. Only OD 7. But best 1.6. I would argue people should be will be happy there's it's not 7.5.
Yeah, especially DDKK players, because that is a mono 1.6. That pattern right there, with the on-beat cat going into a DDK thing, that is very tricky.
Yeah, that pattern looked absolutely cruel.
There's a couple more like that, but mostly it's fairly comfortable. But that's the thing with stream maps. Something is comfortable, and then there's something that is extremely difficult.
Yep. And the neat thing is it's different for some players what is comfortable and what isn't comfortable.
Exactly. Someone might think that's completely fine.
Someone might think this cut mono was not fine.
The duality of players. Bit of a calm section to recover if you messed up.
Also much streamier than last week's Nomad 5. So
Yeah,
can't just be shit missing at the end and die. It's more potential throughout the map.
Yes.
Matt Katie,
Yes.
no.
Very difficult. That's what I'm saying. There's a couple more.
That was illegal. But it can't be illegal because it's fair.
Exactly.
Played by Blorp.
Played
Shout out
by
to Blorp.
Glorp. Glorp, they're a happy family. Who played HD1 though? Shy Guy. Resident playtester Shy Guy. Beat map by Hero K.
Is this the Toby Fox background again?
Well, it's the Zave background. It's just what he does.
I remember seeing on some Scythe song that Toby Fox made the background in credits on SoundCloud, and I think it was this one.
It
Not
could
sure
very well
anymore.
be. It looks very Toby Foxy, but, you know, slow hidden. It is a bit of a step up from last week. Once again, more tech.
Nice
A whole bunch of offbeats. Yeah, you said it. Ditto.
think players will be happy if there was a certain 1-8 quintuplet in the last one that caught a few players off guard because of, well, its existence.
Yeah,
It looks like this one doesn't have that.
no crazy bursts.
Just definitely reading instead.
And it definitely doesn't have any funny business in the ending. No sir.
We would never do that. Maps never
ever.
have an evil ending.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
May have spoken too soon.
Overlaps. Our favorite.
Overlaps and strange rhythm.
Don't miss here because this map only has 600 notes. Your combo score will vanish.
Yeah, it is very demanding. And I think Hidden 2 is 2. Get it? 2.
I understand that.
But it's also a song about love. By Haunt. Keen eyes might have noticed that this means this is a Brazilian hidden pool. Because this is a guest difficulty by Foxu.
Can't keep getting away with this. Mapping instead of playing the World Cup. SMH.
Yeah, Brazil really transferred all of their power to the map pooling team this year.
We're probably thinking, if Germany can do that, we can do that too. At least Brazil still has a team.
Woohoo!
Not defeated by Mahjong. I think players will definitely love this a bit more than Hidden 1 because it's not Hidden 1.
Exactly. This is fast, but it does also have these funky 1-3 rhythms. So you do need a bit more than just plain speed.
It's definitely quite approachable. Like, Hidden 2 tends to be more approachable, but evil at the same time. Like with those rhythms that were at the beginning of the car especially. Easy to trip up on.
It's not something you can just pick because it's Hidden 2. You do have to be good at it.
No one will ever miss on that KDK 1-3.
Never!
No one. Heavy hasn't happened in the last pool either.
But yeah, 1-3, speed. The 1-4 patterns are thankfully pretty comfortable. Nothing out of the ordinary.
It's a song about love after all, not about hating the player.
Exactly, we love you. And we also love Hard Rock 1. Do you want to give this name a try?
Diocido di Carbonio.
There we
Maybe.
go. Nice.
Or maybe it's Diocido. Who knows?
It's presumably Italian?
It's definitely Italian. I actually put it in the translator earlier and didn't look at the translation. Wait. Carbon dioxide. You know, that makes sense.
Yeah. Right, so OD 9.1 this time. Higher BPM, I think. A little bit higher.
A little bit higher, still not the max it could be. Too nice.
Funky 1/6 doublet.
TK is well known for having funny 1/6 in maps. Since always. Using 1/6 back in when 1/6 was forbidden.
Well, thankfully this map is actually pretty new. Going into the TI with a lot more 1-6. A lot funnier patterns. There we go. There they are.
Finally, funny 1-6.
Ki over, and I believe at the end is just more of the first part. So yeah, watch out, especially for these 1-6 triplets. They are not quints, not quads, they're triplets. Shorter than you might think.
Makes it difficult to hit the 1-4 afterwards, because they seem to be doublets.
Yeah, yeah. So that's your AC. HR2 also has AC, but it's mostly speed, so let's check it out.
Goes up to 215 BPM this time. That's 50 more than last week.
That is 15 more than last week, and I don't quite know why Hard Rock Effect starting the way it does here, but with HR, this is a 6.7 star map, so that is a bit of a jump from last week.
Oh yeah, slider velocity effect star rating now.
Very fast stuff does, so once slow stuff does as well, it might balance out with a hidden pool.
This has always been the antithesis to hidden one. Death for a different group of players.
This is also going to be a bit more of a normal map compared to last week. But it's much streamier, as you can see.
But looks
The requirement
comfy.
is insane. It's comfy, but then boom, speed change. You can see the replayer losing a lot of AC because of, you know, that.
Finally, 2024 map pools with BPM changes are back. They're back.
They have returned.
What's the replayer name?
It's Sticks the Badger, you know, from the Sonic the
Okay, no
Hedgehog series.
questions.
There we go, another TI. Back to speed focus. And another spooky speed drop. You might want to do what the replayer is doing and just ghost tap the hell out of that.
Yep. Would hate to get 100s in the end and lose the point.
Alright, DT1. You'll notice I had a sort of pause there to lead into something else. It's Spooky Q by Airi. I think this is a really difficult map, but all the playtesters said it's nice, so here you go.
DT1, not a map we've seen a lot of this week.
It was very difficult.
Yeah.
Still is.
Yeah, still is. We've seen a lot of funny offbeat rhythms, as is usual for DT1. As well as the 1-4-1-6 combinations. This is a Toho song, isn't it?
I think so, but I don't know what it is. I can't put my tongue on it. It's a remix of something, or, you know, arrangement of something.
I'm sure we will have the information on that in chat in a second.
Yeah, the lore masters know.
Yes.
Alright, so far this is nice and comfortable. It's very normal.
That's Hartman's taiko, isn't it? Oh, who knows?
It could be. Bit of finishers there. People who look in the bottom right might have noticed something that hasn't happened yet. It's just looming in the future of this map.
I'm scared of the future of this map, because that section was scary already. Spooky even.
It's spooky. Right, this is just a bridge section, but here is the hard part that hasn't actually happened yet.
Oh no, the speed increase!
Speed increase and SV decrease? Doublets, huh?
Oh, they're cute. Oh, we're going to see some nice drama happening on the end of this map.
Yeah, anything can change there. Spooky Q, Toho, DT1, what's DT2? Oops, it's also Toho.
Obligatory DT Toho pool. Normally
Gotta
a standard classic. Did say that Toho songs to this day are absolute bangers.
Especially this one. This is so cool. It's like a little bit shoegazy, but not really.
Same BPM as last week, but one might notice the
Yeah,
density is way higher. Basically, the end of last week's DT1 is how this one begins, so I can imagine how the ending looks like.
pretty much. Keeping the BPM the same while raising the stamina requirement like crazy. As you can see by the accuracy on the replay here compared to last week's SS. These doublets, pretty tricky, I gotta be honest.
Also staple of vocal songs, I feel like. This happens in many vocal songs.
It does, it does.
But this keeps the classic up of being the denser speed pick instead of kind of burst pattern density.
It has a bit of the speed bomb thing from No 1 Run with these offbeat single notes.
Yeah, players will have to be very aware of these doublets, because with the high OD of double type, that's an easy spot to find 100s on.
Honestly, the entire map is very easy to find 100s on. I looked at the leaderboards before the showcase, and this score wouldn't be far from the top.
Impressive. But yeah, I imagine this is going to be a tough one. Like, Darling was kind of comfy up until the end.
Yeah,
This is definitely not comfy anymore.
same speed, minus comfort.
Plus Bird.
Plus bird. Alright, DT done. Free mod?
Free mod.
Zach free mod. Never seen that before.
Yeah, wild. And it's mapped by Rakibashi, also never seen before.
Never seen before, especially not in No Mod 1.
Sticks with Badger's back as well.
The absolute carry of the replay team. This should be quite a bit harder than last week, I'd say. Because not only does it have, you know, substantial SV, it also has a lot more funky snappings. Like that 1-6 there.
Nice mono section right here.
On a section into normal section. Just ignore the 1/6 and then it's normal.
And all the offbeats.
Yeah, yeah.
With 1/6. Also longest map in the pool. Other than the tiebreaker. Definitely need to be very consistent on this one. For a long time.
Yeah, it should be... Well, not should be, but it might be very easy to overmod this. Even though it is the mod-friendly of the 2 free mods. You could very easily go in over your depths.
The OD with Hard Rock, not far behind the OD of the Hard Rock pool. It's like going to be 9.2, 9.3.
Something along those lines, yeah. I think it's actually slightly below 9, like 8.87 or something. Very tricky slowdown there. Not a slowdown, but more of a breakdown. These doublets, also very tricky.
It generally looks comfortable, but I feel like it's deceptive.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Pretty comfortable visually, but putting it into practice might spell a different story.
Comfortable with no mod.
True enough.
Smile.
You can do. If
You
don't
can
wanna
do
mod it,
that,
then don't.
but we're at a stage where if you play this map with no mod, there's a high chance your opponent picked this map and is using at least 4 mods of this map.
Very likely. There you go. There's your free mod 1. Trinity Force, Zek. Waribashi map, thank you very much. What's in free mod 2? Ikian map, played by Evil Ikian. Uh-oh. That doesn't sound good.
What happened to good Iken?
He turned evil.
No! Hey, what's up? Hello.
That's what I say. Now, I have to admit, Evil Iken is not the only one at fault here. Second half will be mapped by yours truly.
Evil or Fouch?
Evil or Fouch. Returning to the dark side with this one.
The anti-mod side.
Some very funky patterns in this. Like that right there, a DDD, K DDD. There's one of your fast parts done. Going into the token slow parts, which is actually not here. You are
Do you mean
being
it gets
betrayed.
slower? Oh, it does get slower.
But that's as slow as it gets.
I think the Hayden players will be happy about that information.
Yeah.
At least it looks consistent and not the hardest pattern-wise.
Yeah. Like, funny
Some
story,
players
I
may
think-
have never considered playing it in last week's Hidden 2. Not
I've
Hidden 2,
played this.
maybe 3 or 2.
better with Hidden.
Yeah.
Because with HR, this is OD 9.1, which, you know, with these patterns and some of these rhythms, can be pretty difficult.
If this game wasn't filled with actual accuracy machines.
Fair enough, yeah.
The 3 bracket is where you actually get scared of player performances.
Yeah, because that's when they get to really show off and just put on whatever mods they can fit in. All right,
Speaking of showing off, the tiebreakers now.
tiebreaker time. It's not an original, but it is
The gasp.
Yak 03.
This is Yak 03. You're currently listening to Daria Korai made sampling Japanese
An
music.
already submitted ranked map. Hyperflip pool. Especially with this TV because it just throws in a whole bunch.
Daria Core real.
It is real. And it's here in the round of 16.
How moddable would you say is this map going to be for players?
Not. In the slightest.
Okay.
The current number 1 score on this is a 10-100 FC with no mod. Funny story, I beat that. Humble Flex, I beat that when I tried to set a replay, but then we decided that Zay playing Yaks would be funnier, so boom.
I only now realized that. My
Now
brain
so
works
next.
slow.
Here's a very fast stream, which is quite hard with Hard Rock.
Yeah, I think. Dear God,
Dear Lord.
I can see where the non-modability comes from. That slowdown mixed snap was devilish.
Yeah. And don't worry. There will be plenty of evil goodness for Hidden as well.
How slow can we go?
Do you really want to ask that?
I can picture it already, actually.
Yeah, I think it's coming up right after this. A bit of a transitional section.
See if my mind's eye predicts this correctly.
Did you?
No, I was thinking of a slow BPM stream. No, not slow BPM, but like half SV stream.
Well,
Kind of that, but it
Close.
works. It's harder.
Some fun ninjas stacked on top.
Half the map is done. Half the map is left to be played.
This part could also be called somewhat anti-hidden.
Yeah, lots of overlaps.
A bunch of overlaps, 1-6 quads, 1-8 doublets. It's what Daria Core maps are all about.
Yeah, but some of those 1-6 patterns were absolutely not comfortable.
I don't know, I think they're alright.
Certain ones I'm thinking of are possibly going to trip up with some players.
Yeah. I mean, hopefully. This wasn't really picked with mods in mind, but if you want to beat that guy who flexes and wins his map and match for his team, go right ahead. I mean, that'd be awesome.
Surely one player in a 6-player match would be crazy enough to go with a single mod at least. Despite how anti-mod tiebreakers have been in the past, players always find a way to do ridiculous things with tiebreaker.
Very true.
Sometimes with mixed results. But it's always fun to see players try to demolish tiebreakers as good as we can. Hopefully we do see tiebreakers next week.
I mean, it's round of 16.
Yeah.
Famously
And we-
cursed.
we've had some really close matches this week already. Unfortunately, they ended at 5-3.
Yeah, it happened, but like you said, it's round of 16. Round of 32 being close means this is going to be even closer. Anything could happen. You might get a TB where the score flips right at this ending.
Yep. Players have never missed in the past on the final streams of a map for the slow section afterward to provide enough drama and enough notes to flip the score.
It has never
Wow.
happened. Winky face. There's your TB. And the end of your round of 16 pool. What do you think?
Shoutouts to the tiebreaker naming Japan versus the world. It's basically the theme of this World Cup.
It might be a bit of a prophecy.
I am looking forward to next week with this pool. It's quite a step up in some maps. Very excited.
Will be fun to see what happens, but that will have to wait until next weekend, where we will see how things go.
Yep. There's some very closely seeded matches I'm very excited to see.
Some nice
Hopefully.
matches to see. And sadly, some teams that will be leaving us, because those who drop down to the losers bracket this week will not have a second losers bracket to drop down to. They will be eliminated if they lose. Lots of things to see, so be there. Be there or be square. And you don't want to be square because Taiko's all about circles, so see you then. Bye bye.